But let's get on to Twitter React, see how X react. I mean, it's too much of a mouthful that I have to just call it Twitter. So we'll just see how Twitter reacted to the game yesterday. So we can start the funeral now. Library Mini says, it's your job to encourage the squad to not be soft. Didn't even look like you wanted to be on the pitch today. Meanwhile, the game was stuck. You can see Heung-min going to each player and having a talk with Johnson, Gio, Højbjerg and Bissouma. And that's the leadership we love to see from Sonny.
Yeah, I think, so the guy, I think this creator is quoting, I guess, something they saw from that someone else said, and they're trying to prove that, look, Son really is a leader. Look at him during the game, encouraging everyone. And yeah, I think that is something that I've loved from Son this season. This responsibility to encourage people, talk to people, and as well tell people when they're doing something wrong as well and what they should be doing right. And that's also a side of Son who we haven't seen much in previous years. So obviously it didn't work out for us yesterday, but let's hope that can change soon.
It's nice to see like a player and a captain. That it means so much to wear that armband. You know, some players, they can just take the armband and just take it a bit for granted, but you can see actually with Sonny how much it means to him, and he's taking that to heart, isn't he?
100%.
Moving on, Luca THFC saying, how on earth does this shit even happen? Only at Spurs.
I mean,
only
that
at
double
Spurs.
deflection, man, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Come
that
on,
happens,
Romero.
anyway.
It's fallen
Moving
from
on, Sonny 7Y. This was this the injury that Sonny got?
See.
I don't know what this is.
I think I might have been where he picked up the injury from. I think that's probably where I guess so. He got barged in the back by Soufal.
So what, we're going for Soufal at the London Stadium?
Exactly. When's the London Stadium? I'm penciling that one in. Look, let's just hope Sonny's all right. But yeah, it seemed it was like a back issue, people are saying. But then other people are saying it was his groin. So I don't know.
Here's another one from Sonny with a kick from Sonny, and that clearly hits the arm.
Where are you? No, I've missed.
What was that?
Here.
That clearly hits the arm of who is it? Is that James Ward-Prowse? He moves his arm to the ball. How was that not given?
Oh man, that's a definite handball. That's crazy. I don't know where I'm lost here. I don't know.
Anyway, we'll move on. This is one from Son7, the GOAT, and this is Son clearly in pain yesterday. You saw him limping 10 minutes before he went off. He was in visible pain, and this was him trying to stop Kulusevski going absolutely mental at the ref yesterday.
Yeah, I wonder what that was about, to be honest. I wonder what that was about.
And you go back to that Ward-Prowse like handball. You saw how incensed the team were at that time, like how it wasn't a handball. We have not been given one penalty this season.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Not one.
Yeah.
And we've had so many like good shouts as well, so many Stonewall penalties. And that's another one to the list. How's VAR not picking up?
That was clear for me. I didn't know. I just saw that for the first. Like, he actually goes towards it and parries it away.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's not given. Can't believe it.
It's ridiculous.
So lucky.
Another one from our Korean fans, and this is again Heung-min Son just walking a bit gingerly on the pitch. The Spurs players,
but I guess I think this must have been after. This was after him looking in serious pain, so he looks okay in that.
Look, Kulusevski's like walking off the pitch. He has a quick. Sonny gives him a quick thing, and then Kulusevski just goes nuts.
I wonder what that was about, though. What was he complaining about? I think because I remember there was a clear foul on him late in the game, which wasn't given, but wasn't in the box. It would have been a free kick. So hard to imagine he would have been going mad about all that.
But you saw, like when we were in the stadium, I said, "Look, what's Kulu?" He was like rushing towards the ref, like he wanted to kill him.
Unless he really believed that was a penalty because I remember there was a shout when Porro took a free kick. But I don't know. It's strange.
Here's Kuti Romero's celebration.
Love it.
Kuti and Porro go like chest to chest, and Porro just falls down.
Porro goes flying. I love that. Love that. Brilliant.
THFC Tom saying debut on We Are Tottenham TV. This is a chap we met after the game. He's in the background of our instant match reaction, and he's getting gassed. He made his debut. Brilliant stuff.
Big
so good to meet you yesterday, THFC Tom. The Spurs Watch saying Tottenham have now scored in 27 consecutive Premier League games, the first time since 1986.
Another record. I didn't realise that one.
That's pretty good.
All right,
27 consecutive games.
That goes into our terrible form from last season.
Yeah,
as well.
it's just a shame we haven't won in any of those last 5 games. But this is Heung-min Son at full time. You can see he's like crying in visible pain. I just pray.
I think he's more crying about the result. I reckon.
You reckon?
I reckon he's not. I reckon that's more about the result than his pain.
I hope so, because if it is about his pain and if he is really badly injured, then we are absolutely screwed.
Yeah, 100%. Let's just hope. But he always has been a very emotional guy as well. He feels it, doesn't he, Sonny, when we lose?
And you can see that even more on the next tweet, where you get a face-on image of Heung-min Son.
No, that's definitely pain. I can see that with pain, that's for sure. Oh, that's not good. See, that when I saw that clip, I was like, oh, God, how long is this guy going to be out for? But then we just saw he was walking on the pitch after, and he didn't seem as bad. So maybe it's just an impact kind of thing. I don't know. But the weird thing was he went down injured, and then Ange kept him on, which was weird. He decided to take off Johnson, and then he saw that Son couldn't carry on, so he took him off 5 minutes later. Yeah. But maybe he should have been taken off a bit earlier. But you can see here he is in a lot of pain, isn't he? A lot of
massive pain, and it's just not good to see. It really isn't. And I don't know what we're going to do if he's injured. I really don't. Spurs Express, David Moyes called Tottenham the best side West Ham has faced so far this season. Also said that 1-0 at halftime was a great score for his side. Yeah. And it was, wasn't it? Because I think he knew that going in 1-0 when it could have been a few more was great, and he could have changed it up, and obviously they ended up getting the result. But interesting for him to say that we're the best team he's faced. I don't know. Do you reckon he still says that if they lose?
Don't know. Maybe he gets a bit bitter about it. So maybe he's just like, I don't know.
Spurs Army saying current mood, and that is just boom. And that's exactly how I was feeling last night. Yeah, and I'm still feeling today, to be fair. This is Couto Romero with his heart and clapping after scoring his goal yesterday.
So a bit of a apology for getting sent off as well.
Yeah, he was like that as well. So this one, Kulusevski, when fullback pushes him onto his right foot. So true, man.
Doesn't like it, does he?
But why? I just don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me, because every time he uses his right foot, he uses it really well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What's it that like? He's just got like some mental block with his right foot.
Actually, he just prefers it on his left. That's all it is.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of left-footed players who prefer it on their left.
Yeah, fine, but you can have a preference, but at least use it from time to time. Like, he hardly ever uses it.
I think he uses it sometimes.
I don't remember apart from that Sheffield United goal when he scored with his right foot. Since then, I don't hardly ever remember him floating across in with his right foot.
Yeah, but you don't want to float across in.
Or drilling a foot there across with his right foot then.
Yeah, you're right. You probably should do it once or twice.
just once, Kulu. Is that too much to ask? BLTHFC says no club in football goes from 8th to 1st while losing 30 goal a season striker. The fact we were first until the injury highlights how ahead of schedule we are. There was bound to be obstacles this season. Everyone saying knew this. Serious growing up is needed, and I think that's spot on as well.
Yeah, completely agree with that. At the end of the day, to be honest, if I offered you these results at the beginning of the season, you'd probably take it. You know what I mean?
What, as in from the first 10 games or last 5 games?
Yeah, forget the order of the games. Just the how many points we have and where we are on the table.
Yeah.
Probably taking it.
Yeah, look, if you said to me
we're going to be fifth,
December 5th, 3 points behind City, I would have taken that.
Yeah, you would have taken it.
No context, Tottenham just showing a picture of Eric Dyer.
I think that's just like mood kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just depressed. That is how a lot of us feel right now.
This was Højbjerg in the first few minutes of the game yesterday.
God, yeah, we knew this was going to do the most Højbjerg thing I've ever seen in my life.
God.
I mean, that one. The funny thing is, we'll all go into this game thinking, Højbjerg, I wish he wouldn't have started. And then that happens after 2 minutes. That happened. Oh, God, bloody Højbjerg.
Yeah, and that was just...
set the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, look, to be fair, I don't think he was in terms of just how he played, I don't think he was terrible. He just wasn't what when you're trying to break down a good West Ham team, he was never going to be it. You know what I mean? I don't think he was doing that all game, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to say. It wasn't like a slapstick kind of performance from him. But
no, look, it wasn't it wasn't absolutely dreadful, but
I've seen him play worse.
It's not what we needed.
Yeah,
I've
seen him play worse in other games.
It wasn't what we needed. No context. Tottenham as well was merged. Was it Ange and?
That's Ange and it's already happening.
Ange and Conte.
With,
Get this off my screen.
Changing.
Get this off my screen.
No chance.
Harry Brooks says Spurs have a major issue in the final third. Unless they can hit teams quickly where it flows, the players in the final third aren't sure of where or how to move. Re-rotations when the opposition is sitting, and it has to be more patient. Profiles of forwards don't help. It's not a good blend, and I agree with that. And I mean, we don't have those like classic Ange Postecoglou wingers yet that can be like one-on-one demons and provide for us really in the final third. And in terms of low blocks as well, we don't really have that big presence as a number 9 that can win those headers when we do float in those crosses.
Exactly. Now that's what I'm saying. I think that's the perfect encapsulation of the problems that we have right now, especially with the injuries. Like when you're playing against West Ham, like the plan is to suffocate them, squeeze the pitch. And what you're going to need is more physical presence up front. You're going to have to be patient. And also you're going to have like quick defenders to make sure you're stopping counterattacks. And, no Van de Ven, no Maddison. It's going to make it a lot more difficult. And also no physical striker. It's just going to make it a lot more difficult to break him down. But, it is what it is at the moment. It's just we're going to have to go with what we got.
Yeah. We've got no other choice. But less than a month to go till January.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens in January. We'll see. I would like some movement, but I'm not expecting 4 players to come in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 3 at least.
I'm not expecting 3.
2, please.
Maybe 2, maybe.
Lily White Rose is tweeting the Richarlison chance yesterday, saying he has to score 100%. That was our best chance of the game. I mean, we don't have a better chance than that.
So that was a better chance than our goal. Statistically, was a better chance.
Better chance than our goal.
And he gets up really well. Should be scoring.
Yeah. Charlie Eccleshare saying Postecoglou clearly really angry and talking about his team lacking conviction. And it was the most angry that we have seen Ange Postecoglou since joining Spurs, which was last night.
Definitely. And it's interesting because it wasn't like our worst performance of the season. I
would say maybe second worst.
Of the season?
Yeah, after Wolves.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, actually. But, like, if that's your second worst performance of the season, then it's not bad, is it? If you know what I mean.
Yes and no. I mean, it just goes down to chance creation. If we would have created chances and played exactly the same in terms of dominating the ball. If you put that
performance in last season, where does it rank? You know what I mean?
Last season. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's probably one of our better performances.
Yeah, but that's not saying much, though, is it?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a big improvement.
Yeah, it is improvement. And we all know we're improving under Ange, and we all know the frailties and where we're going wrong at the moment. It's just frustrating that we're like powerless to do anything about it, because like after the game yesterday, I came out and we were just walking out the stadium, and I was just saying to you, like, I don't even know what difference like we could have even done yesterday. Maybe a few little changes that Postecoglou could have made, like playing 쿨루셉스키 in the middle and stuff like that. But that's not even a guarantee that that would have changed the result. And we're just like powerless because of how many injuries that we have.
But I'm glad, yeah, it's true. But I'm glad Ange is angry and not looking for excuses, because that's the only way we're going to get through this.
Yeah, absolutely. Up to Joe with some stats on Pedro Porro says 10. Pedro Porro has been directly involved in 10 goals in the Premier League since his debut in February. 3 goals, 7 assists. The only defender with more goal involvements in the competition during that period is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has 13.
Wow.
And no, not that much different. Only 3 goal contributions in it.
Yeah, and look, and Porro as well is playing that inverted role, a bit similar to Trent recently as well, showing his creative chops. And I think Porro has been brilliant this season. I think that was his fifth assist of the season yesterday as well, from the corner. And I just think he's so creative. I actually think at times, especially yesterday, he's actually the most creative player on the pitch.
100%.
And that, I think that goes to show his quality.
Yeah, I agree. And I actually think when you're comparing him to Trent, obviously Trent is much better going forward with that right foot that he has. But I think actually as a defender, I think Porro's better than Trent.
This season for sure.
Euro expert says going to be loud voices on Ange and Spurs now, but honestly 9 out of 10 times that probably ends 1-0 to Spurs. Combination of luck and big errors give West Ham goals, and from there it's Moyes' low block to stop any chances. Don't think it's super much about Tottenham at the moment, and I agreed with that to a certain extent. I think that if those unfortunate circumstances don't happen, I don't think West Ham troubled us at all in terms of creating big chances.
Yeah, they didn't. Like, it wasn't as if they were creating loads of chances and then the goals that came were luck. It's just those were the only things they had, really. And there's not much we could do about. I mean, obviously the second goal, I'm not saying not much we could do about it, but not much Ange can do about it in terms of like the process. Like, Udogie's got to stop doing stupid back passes 100%. The first goal was just a massive slice of luck. That's going to happen during a season. And I agree. I think most times you play that game out again, we probably just do, even though it's not the best performance from us, we do go on to win that 1-0 because we restrict West Ham.
I love what Ange said after the game, though, when, the Spurs interviewer goes to him, oh, well, but we played quite well again today and we were controlling the game for the most part. And he was like, no, mate. Playing well is winning games. Not playing well is not. He didn't actually say this, but playing well isn't actually going and losing 4 games and drawing 1 game. As much control as you have, you've got to be winning the game,
scoring goals.
You've got to be scoring goals.
He said, "I'm not here to play good football. I'm here to win."
Yeah,
and he said that's part of the problem in a weird way. People saying that we're playing well, good football. Like, so he's kind of like saying it's not good enough that we're just playing well, playing some nice football. We need to have conviction. We need to go for it. We have to. The ball won't put itself in the back of the net.
Exactly. Spurs Watch saying miss them. Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison. I mean, how much? It seems like a world away having Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison. I feel like it's been years.
Literally, I feel like seasons ago since we had them.
Oh, what great players they were.
Honestly, I feel like
they've played about 9 games for Spurs.
I feel like they've gone off to Real Madrid already and they've already had their career in Tottenham. Like, it feels like so long ago.
A world away, these two.
Honestly.
Spurs Web saying Tottenham have lost 16 points from winning positions in the Premier League this season.
That's an insane amount.
It is an insane amount.
16. So what was that?
We're not even halfway through yet.
Brentford, there was one as well, right at the beginning of the season.
Brentford, the last 5 games.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Football on TNT Sports says Spurs are the first side in Premier League history to lose 3 consecutive home matches after going 1-0 up. Very frustrating. Dan Kilpatrick saying Tottenham under Mourinho or Conte throwing away leads at home would be put squarely on the defence, but under Ange Postecoglou it's clearly at an attacking issue. If Spurs took their chances against Villa and tonight, they would have been comfortable. It's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's 100% right. The similar things are happening, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that's spot on.
And last but not least, from Nathan Clark saying, not a scheduled tweet, honest, it is my opinion that if either of our wide players could dribble past their man to the outside when we would be up by about 4 goals.
Yeah, and that's what we keep saying, isn't it? That's why we like Johnson on the right, because I think he likes to go on the outside a lot more and looks a lot more dangerous when he does that. And at the moment, when we have Kulu and Johnson on the inverted sides, it's we just looks a lot less creative, a lot easier to deal with. That's the thing at the moment. Not to say it's easy to deal with, just easier than the alternative.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's why we look so good, I felt, against Villa, and we just haven't had that dynamic back since.
Let's hope we can get back to that dynamic against Newcastle this weekend. But that is how Twitter did react to the 2-1 defeat against West Ham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday.